Good day, everybody. The Warm back again, and we're here for more the Somnium files. And last time we left off, our protagonist, Kaname Date, was just blackmailed by an 18-year-old idol into bringing her to a murder scene. So, that's how our day is going. Not ideal, but I guess we're just gonna have to roll with it. We're gonna have to deal with the cards that the day has dealt to us. So we are back at the merry-go-round. We are, I guess, I'm not sure what else we expect to find that we didn't the first time around. I guess we got to check out where Mizuki was. A few things that happened last time. We met Ota, learned about some of his proclivities. Ms. Aset slash Iris told us she was psychic. I don't know what that means yet. Could have just been a joke, but she sounded kind of serious when she said it. I don't particularly like Ota very well. Don't know much about Iris yet. Gonna have to wait and see. Not sure I care about the whole blackmailing bit. And that I still feel like there should be means for us to not get involved with that. Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but we're here. We're here, so we're gonna deal with it.
That's right.
And the girl?
She's an important witness for this case.
Is she though?
Yep.
I don't. Well, I don't know.
We've got business here.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That's all you need. Iris couldn't hold back her excitement and rushed onto the scene. Okay, we're back here, huh?
Mr. Date, that horse.
That was stored in the warehouse nearby. Some kids must have broken in and put it up as a joke.
A black and white bear? I'm not gonna be punished, am I?
What are you talking about?
Nothing. Just thinking about a game I like.
I don't know what she's referring to.
I would burn all those damn benches if I could.
Why? Are you saying you don't like the idea of couples?
Where is this anger coming from?
Yeah, that's my question. You should know that, Iba. Aren't you connected to his head? Harrison. Yeah, it's something I'm still kind of not used to this game. I feel like there are times where like characters kind of just say stuff and it's like a reference or feels like it comes out of nowhere. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not looking too great. We searched all over here, but we didn't find nothing.
So you didn't find anything. It's control
Is
room.
that a phone booth?
No.
No, it's the control room. This is where the staff would run the merry-go-round.
I was joking.
That wasn't a very good joke.
But hey, if you sense any trouble, you can hop in there and change.
How old are you, making that reference?
I suspect that she did not give you her real age, knowing what a phone booth is.
That's an interesting point. Did we ever get a year, like what time it is? Because I feel like I don't know that. So we are in autumn. Ferris wheel. Yep.
I know what you're thinking, Mr. Date. You wanted to see me dance on that pole, huh?
What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah. Last night, I found Mizuki inside the central column. Why was she in there? It is an interesting question, because we saw in a brief cutscene, we saw Oda and Mizuki walk up here. Obviously, they didn't bring that ice pick with them. They found the body. Oda ran away with Mizuki left standing there looking at the body. And that was the last we saw of her. She had an umbrella with her, but then the next time we see her, she's in the column holding the ice pick. So what happened in the meantime?
Last night, Shoko's corpse was on top of the horse.
It has been removed. The body has been transported to headquarters for autopsy and review.
Makes sense. Horse.
Aiba, can you show me the earliest recorded images of the scene of the crime?
What is your intention?
Shoko's cause of death was blood loss from multiple stab wounds with the ice pick.
That's what we were told.
Naturally, there should be plenty of blood.
Oh, on the horse, you mean?
Agreed.
But there isn't a single drop on the horse.
So, was she placed there after she was stabbed? I guess the question is, how long after she was killed was she then moved and placed on the horse?
And it was like this when we found it.
Correct. There are no signs of blood being wiped or washed off either.
So my guess would be, do we have things like, no, not in here. I almost want to find like an autopsy report or something. Like, we don't have something that says the time of death yet, do we? At least that's one thing I can imagine, that she was killed earlier, and only later was her body was then transported and then placed here.
That must mean...
Finish your sentence, man. What was that? Yeah, you're just not gonna tell me, huh? Great. Thanks, Date. Very helpful. What have you got, Iris? What are you doing?
I was trying to find some clues.
She's a natural detective, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Date, was the body on top of this horse here?
Yeah, that's the one.
Seems like some kind of ritual murder to me.
In what way?
Maybe a religious cult sacrificing her to the devil or something.
We didn't find any iconography or things of that nature.
They conducted their ritual here, like shadowy, hooded figures, going around and around, stabbing her one by one.
That's quite an imagination. But, do you have any proof?
Yeah.
I do.
Well, let's hear it.
Okay, well, before we do that...
Hey, Iris, I don't know what you're trying to accomplish here, but you're wasting your time.
What do you mean?
The cops already scoured the place. They didn't find any leads, not a single clue. If they had, they would have notified Iba.
Iba?
My partner.
Your partner? I don't see anybody.
She's right in front of your eyes.
Or is she in front of my eyes?
Huh? When I was younger, but not since it closed. Kawasaki is restricted, right? No one's supposed to be here.
Why is that, by the way?
This amusement park, Bloom Park, is located at the heart of the Kawasaki district.
I guess we're about to find out.
It was closed 8 years ago. The closure was due to an accident at a nearby chemical plant.
I see.
An explosion caused massive amounts of chemical pollutants to contaminate the area. The government quickly issued evacuation orders. Eventually, the entire district was deemed unsafe for habitation and restricted. Therefore, Bloom Park was permanently closed.
But a restricted area doesn't mean much if there aren't enough officers to patrol it. There's still plenty of ways in. You can even get in by boat. Hell, some people ignore the evac order and are still living here.
Are they okay?
I don't know. But if anything happened to them, it'd be their own fault.
Are we safe?
We are, yeah. Decontamination for this area is basically done. The chemical concentration around here isn't high enough to hurt you. You could run a marathon here and be okay.
But it's still off limits, right?
Yes, legally. That keeps the media out at least. I'm glad. It's quieter than it usually is.
The horses. Horse? Sounds kind of like Horace, right?
I
What are you
guess.
talking
You don't know Horus?
I know of Horus.
Horus is the Egyptian god of the sky and sun.
Yes.
The right eye is the eye of Ra, and that's the sun. The left eye is the eye of Wajet, and that one is the moon. It's the same idea behind the Eye of Providence.
The Eye of Providence?
The all-seeing eye.
Oh, I see. Sorry, it took me for a second that we were making another huge eye illusion.
Oh, I see. Just like what's on the back of a $1 bill.
Yeah, exactly. The Eye of Providence is supposed to be the symbol of Freemasonry and the Illuminati.
And you got here from Horse, huh?
Starting to see the picture?
No.
Not really.
I think you probably spend too much time on the internet.
I remember Ota describing the scene. He said there was an ice pick stabbed into the corpse's left eye socket.
Really? So that's certainly different. We didn't see that. We just saw her left eye is gouged out. So assuming he's telling the truth, we saw Mizuki with the ice pick. Oh, left eye socket. So was it empty? Was her eye gone?
Horus? Providence? Left eye? There has to be some kind of meaning to this.
Well, I feel like it's a bit early to start throwing things around like Illuminati. I'm not saying I'm opposed to that, but like the game's just started, right? I feel like it's a bit early to just jump into something like that. For now, I'm thinking this probably has some. I'm guessing that it is a reference to the case 6 years ago, and I'm guessing that the case 6 years ago also had an eye aspect to it. But that's just a guess. I don't know for sure.
Wait, what did you just say?
What?
The ice pick was inside the victim's left eye socket?
Yeah, definitely different. So Mizuki took it out, I guess?
Yeah?
Ota told you that? He's sure that's what he saw.
Yeah, we haven't been able to talk to Mizuki yet, right?
Yeah. Why?
When we arrived at the scene, the ice pick was not in the victim's eye socket.
Yes.
If Ota's telling the truth...
He would have no reason to lie about such a detail.
Mizuki?
Take it out. Well, considering it's her mother, you know, and 12 years old, you know, I could imagine them seeing something like that and wanting to. Well, she'd be in shock for one. It's hard to imagine how. I mean, to see your mom like that, I can't even imagine how I'd react to something like that. I don't want to imagine how I'd react to something like that. I guess in her case, she removed the weapon from the wound. So I guess that's the only information we're gonna get. Iris is gonna make a few references to Horus. Horus's eyes, the Eye of Providence, the Illuminati, and then we're gonna get information about how Ota claimed that the ice pick was in her left eye socket when they arrived. And they specifically said eye socket. They didn't say left eye. So I guess the eye is still missing. I mean, yeah. We should go.
Oh, come on! Just a little longer.
No. I'm already in enough trouble bringing a civilian in here.
Okay, I guess.
Hey, you alright? Are you okay?
Morning sickness.
What?
Excuse me?
I'm kidding.
Okay.
It's not like I would know.
Probably shouldn't joke.
Get on. I'll
Like
give you a
that.
ride home.
Yeah, score.
Just wondering, but how much do you weigh?
Don't you know it's rude to ask a lady that?
105 pounds.
I see. 105, huh?
You can tell just by lifting me?
Yeah.
Your back is so warm, Mr. Date.
Okay, alright. The dashboard.
You know, I'm feeling kind of bored.
And that's my problem.
Seriously?
It's a steering wheel. Look, girl, you blackmailed me to go on this trip, but I made no promise to make it interesting for you.
You know how stuff always gets beat up when you put it in here? Don't you wish they could make these things a little nicer?
How you feeling?
Oh, horrible.
Shame.
Oh, you should worry about me more.
I just met you, like, an hour ago.
Looks like you're feeling better now.
Maybe I'm just acting.
Yeah, I don't think so.
What if I threw up right here?
That'd be very unpleasant. Please don't do that.
I would put it right back where it came from.
Ew, that makes me actually want to throw up.
Iris, open the passenger window.
Wait, seriously?
No, but I am kind of warm.
The current temperature is 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Humidity 60%. It is unlikely that heat would be a factor.
Yeah, that sounds fairly pleasant, actually.
Hey, Date, they say when you stick your hand out of a car going 100, you get a rush like you're holding D cups.
And who is this they you speak of?
Hey, watch it! You'll get your arm ripped off.
relax. I'm invincible. My arm regenerates like an alien's.
Didn't you tell me that you're gonna die soon?
It feels strange.
Your hand?
No, not that. It feels like I've met you before.
We did have that weird flashback. It looked like it was like in black. Was it black and white or brown or something? The color of the scene, and it looked like if we're Date, it looked like it was from our perspective. There was a little girl there. I had wondered if that was like how that would line up with the timeline, considering she's supposed to be 18 and we're supposed to be 30. But Iba said, with that comment about the phone booth and the reference she made, that she could be lying about her age or just older than she seems. So she claims she's 18, but if she's older, then that scene might make more sense.
Well, that's nice. But if you don't get your damn hand back in this car right now...
Okay. The wind feels nice.
Sagan residence.
You should come in.
Really? I don't think we should. Wait. This room. Is this room... this room looks like the room from the Somnium.
No, that's alright. I'm gonna head home.
Good choice, though, Date.
Ooh, going home already?
I said my goodbyes, then turned to leave. But out of the corner of my eye... There's the picture. Yes, so this is so was it Iris's dream? How does that work? How does this technology work? I had thought, well, when we were in that first Somnium, obviously the first thought is that it's Date's because Iba thinks so, but then he can't remember any of it, so I thought it might have been Mizuki's. But then we find out who Mizuki's parents are, and it wasn't this woman or the man that was in the scene. So I thought maybe it was Date's again because we know he has amnesia. But now it looks like it might be Iris's. And weren't you shot or dead? Was that her? Maybe just wounded?
Oh, who is this, Iris?
I felt my body freeze. Because that woman, she's... Yeah. That looks pretty dead to me. Nah, it can't be. Can't be. I felt like my mind and body were being torn in opposite directions. Also, Iba said we were going to forget all that when we woke up, but I guess we haven't. As I stood there, stunned, Iris grabbed my hand.
Come on, I'll make some tea.
Of course, Somnium is a dream world, right? So it doesn't... I mean, people can have dreams, or perhaps I should say, they could have nightmares of, loved ones in danger or getting killed or something. So maybe it's something like that. Hey lady, did you get murdered in the past? Just to, break the ice.
You're...
Nice to meet you. I'm Iris's mother, Hitomi.
Hitomi. So I see she didn't get her pink hair from you.
Miss Hitomi.
And you are?
Kaname Date from the MPD.
Police? Are you a detective?
I think Date said no.
No, Mom. Mr. Date said he's...
Hey, don't spill state secrets.
Iris?
Oh, right. It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Ma'am, were you ever shot to death by your husband? After an awkward silence, Iris brought us some tea on a tray. She put everything down on the table, sat down on the sofa. Okay. Yeah. Yep, that's definitely... the front door.
You are beyond perverted.
Yeah, didn't need that.
These thoughts are private, okay?
Okay, got it. Didn't really need that, Date. Reminds me, is that a, that's a reference, but I'm not sure of what the reference is, I think. A lot of, like, references to other things in this game, I feel like. Standing lamp, lights are off. A lot of dishes.
Iva, let me know if you're cold. I'll pop you in there and warm you up.
I would suggest putting your heart in there first.
Yeah. There's a drawing on the wall. I wonder if Iris drew this when she was younger.
The flowers.
It's an iris.
An iris. I thought those bloom in May.
That's the winter iris. Iris ungicularis. They bloom in the cold.
How
They
about
bloomed
that?
just this morning.
I see.
In the language of flowers, the iris means good news and hope. When I saw the flowers this morning, I just knew something good would happen.
Some elementary workbooks on the table. Looking closely, the one in the middle is different. Osagami Sumo Wrestler Directory. Osagami Sumo. You can see the trees and sky outside. No way, a light is for lighting? How could it be? Okay.
Do you... Oh, it just feels like...
No. This is the first time we've met.
Of course.
I don't know about that, Date. May I ask how old you are, ma'am?
I'm 37.
And Miss Iris here is 18?
Yup.
You were very young when you had her.
19, right?
Yes, just 19
Yeah.
years old.
What about your husband?
Uh-oh. Complicated circumstances.
I don't have one.
Yeah, 'cause he shot you and left.
Divorce?
Mr. Date, please.
Instead of a shotgun wedding, it was a shotgun divorce.
It's all right, Iris. I've never been married.
A single mother.
Yes,
Where do you work? Ms.
I'm a teacher at the
Sagan.
local elementary school.
A teacher. Must be a tough job.
Oh, not for me. I love children. Even the struggles and challenges are quite rewarding for me.
We could always sit here and ask the spirits what they think.
It's not a divining table.
By the way, I heard that you were friends with the president of Lemniscate, Mr. Okiura.
Renju was my classmate at Eitoku High. We've known each other for 20 years now.
Eitoku High.
You know it?
I know everything on the internet.
I'm not sure that's something to be proud of, Iba. Do you know Renju's ex-wife?
Yes, I do. But I only met her twice. Once at Renju's wedding, and then again just a few months ago.
Just a few months ago, you say. Could you tell me more about that?
Why do you ask?
No reason.
Oh. I guess she can't tell me more about that. Okay. You look chipper.
You think so?
Yeah,
I was just thinking about a hunch I had this morning.
a hunch.
There are flowers blooming behind me, right?
There are, yeah? What about them?
I don't get it.
Is there a problem, Date?
But you should get it too, right?
No, that's nothing.
What? I mean, surely Iba remembers the dream, right? She was there. Why isn't she commenting about this? Okay. About the flowers. You were saying?
Mr. Date, please drink your tea. It's getting cold.
Oh, right.
We haven't even touched our cups.
Well then, let's have a sip.
Are you left-handed?
Oh,
Mom used to be right-handed,
Used to be.
but now...
it locked up on me.
Ah,
Did it?
I see.
Or was it disabled in a tragic gun battle? Oh, let's not do that yet. How long have you been living here?
Since I was born. And Mom was living here before that.
I grew up in this house. I've made a lot of memories here. I've thought about moving before, but I just couldn't bring myself to leave this place.
Why were you considering moving?
Well, because there was... well, I don't know.
Firefight.
Huh?
Yeah, thanks to you. I feel as tough as a lion. Rawr!
Don't do that, please.
How am I supposed to react to that?
Don't think about it. You'll only hurt yourself.
What am I supposed to... Am I supposed to do something, or is that it? What happens if I auto when I'm in a situation like this? Out of curiosity. Oh my goodness. Speaker system.
Mr. Date? What are you staring at?
Your sound system.
My sound system.
I was just admiring. I wish I had one that big.
Right.
Achievement unlocked. I wish mine were that glorious. Great. Wonderful. I'm worried I'm missing something. Nothing. Nothing happens if I press that during this situation. Okay. Mind if I drop a save because I'm paranoid? How many spots are here? And I can't name these. Let's save it here. Okay. I'm interested because we had this flowchart introduced to us last time, and it said at one point there's gonna be like branching paths, I think they said, which is interesting. I wonder what that could mean. Does that mean I'm gonna make decisions, or does that mean... Or does that mean like I can miss things and thus there's like a failure route and a successful route? I don't know. Okay, let's move on, I guess. Oh no, don't do that, please. There we go.
Well, I think it's time for me to be heading home.
I stood and headed for the door. Iris and Tomy stood politely.
Mr. Dante, we'll see each other again, right?
You sure you want that? I'm a cop after all. If you ever see me again, it probably won't be under the best of circumstances.
Oh,
But because you're Mizuki's friend, yeah, we might see each other again. She is kind of like my roommate after all.
I don't know if you should say that, Dante.
what?
Anyway, be seeing you.
Ooh.
Excuse me. Well, I should head home.
All right. Take care, Date.
Feels like we did a lot of that. Like, it was a pretty big scene for not much information.
Date, let's go over the facts of the case.
Okay. Do you not want to talk about how the whole room was from our dream? Our Somnium? No? Okay.
Good idea.
Look at that. How about that? That's crazy.
Do you hide your risque reading material in there, Date?
Not at all. Why would I hide them there?
Dashboard.
Dashboard.
Let's hear the timeline of events.
Iba, can you give me a timeline of the events of the crime?
At once.
Okay.
I wonder who sent that Nile message to Mizuki.
Approximately 5 p.m. time of death. We don't know when Mizuki receives the Nile message, but it's a request to come to Bloom Park. And we probably won't get any more info about that until Mizuki wakes up or can talk again. 8:10, Mizuki calls Oda, asks him to accompany to Bloom Park. So 3 hours from time of death. I feel like those, between that 5 p.m. and 8:10 p.m., I think that it's a pretty critical amount of time, those 3 hours. I need to... Because I feel like Shoko could have been killed and then brought to that location later. I mean, technically speaking, Mizuki could have gotten the message, and the criminal may not have even taken the corpse there yet. You know, could be something like that. And yeah, at 8:10 she just calls him, but they don't go to the scene until 9 p.m. 5 minutes later. So Mizuki was alone at the crime scene for half an hour. Well, she was there for longer, but before first responders got there. So she was obviously, if she was messing with the body, and by messing I mean, you know, taking the weapon and something like that, she did all that. Whatever she did, she only did for the first half hour, because after that she was in the column. And then at 10:50 we arrived, and then we saw her in there.
Probably the culprit themselves.
But Mizuki wouldn't obey the instructions of a complete stranger.
Interesting point. I mean, unless that stranger like knew something, or like had some information that made Mizuki trust them, or at least think whatever they were saying was authentic. But I'll defer to Date on this one.
Then Mizuki knew the sender.
Since he would know Mizuki much better than I would, I'll defer to him on that.
That's what I'm thinking.
Or the suspect used her friend's phone.
Oh, so was it a text message? Not a call?
Iba, can you hack into the phone and find out who sent the Nile message?
Nile's security protocols are intricate. It will take time to decipher.
We'll get to deciphering then. Let's talk about the corpse.
The estimated time of death is yesterday, Friday, around 5 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
The cause of death is blood loss from multiple stab wounds to the torso.
And we know that for sure, right?
The weapon used to commit the murder is almost certainly the ice pick Mizuki was holding when we discovered her.
But all this doesn't tell us where she actually died was.
There were no fingerprints, hair, or other clues left behind by the culprit. The corpse was found tied up on one of the horses of the merry-go-round. This makes it clear that the killer had no intention of hiding their crime.
Yes.
Rather, it appears as though it was displayed deliberately.
For Mizuki? If we go along the lines that the sender of the message is the criminal, then they're pretty sick to do all this, then call Mizuki there. Like, I mean, that would almost be like they have a grudge against Mizuki. What in the world could a 12-year-old what would make them deserving of such a treatment?
Our perp wants the limelight.
Or is attempting to send some kind of message.
Yeah.
The corpse was found with her left eye removed.
Mm-hmm.
That eyeball has yet to be found. According to Iris's testimony, when Ota first discovered the body, the ice pick was still lodged in the left eye socket.
The socket, but not the eye? So the eye was removed, and then they plunged the ice pick in it, in the socket, is what I'm guessing that means.
So why did Mizuki have the ice pick?
Well, presumably she pulled it out. But why she did that, I'm not sure.
Could she have taken the eye?
Okay, you're saying... I thought when they were saying eye socket, they said left eye socket over and over. So I thought that meant the eye was gone. I thought they would phrase it like... I thought they would phrase it like Oda saw an ice pick in her left eye rather than in left eye socket. But you're saying she still had an eye when Ota and Mizuki found her. Is that what you're saying? Because I feel like that's going to be important. I'm gonna...
When we arrived on the scene, there was no blood on the horse the body was mounted upon.
I'm gonna have to get that straightened out. So, when Mizuki and Ota found the body, Ota claims that the ice pick was in her left eye socket, and that means the left eye was still there, or maybe not. I'm not sure.
Which means the merry-go-round wasn't the murder scene.
Okay, so that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Shoko was killed somewhere else and then brought there to be displayed.
Yeah, that's what it seems to me. So
That means Mizuki couldn't have done it.
need to find the murder scene. That means Mizuki couldn't have done it. I think it's highly unlikely that she did it. I don't know about couldn't. I feel like it'd be very difficult for a 12-year-old to kill their mother and do all that stuff.
She's 12.
Yes.
She can't move a body or drive a car.
Yes.
Were you considering her a suspect?
That's part of the job. If there's even the slightest possibility.
It's... If there was ever a possibility, it would definitely be a very slight possibility. I don't seriously...
Then this is good news. It means the likelihood of Mizuki being the killer is almost zero.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I knew that from the start. She would never put her hands on her own mother. She doesn't have what it takes to commit murder.
Well, she's 12, so I would hope not. Yes, an interesting question.
Perhaps she was playing hide and seek.
Hide and seek?
It was not a serious suggestion.
Yeah, I thought not.
I was merely joking, as you call it. Yes, as a matter of fact. I checked the surveillance cameras around Bloom Park again.
Going back to that question, why was she in the column? Well, maybe not the only thing, but one thing I could think of is that obviously she pulled the ice pick out, or somehow the ice pick wound up in her hands. So if she was there, we know she was alone there for half an hour. Oda didn't go back there, which that's still mind-boggling that Oda just left her there. But in any case, she was there for half an hour. She got the ice pick out, or maybe it fell, or something. And then maybe she heard the first responders, and was scared, shocked, what have you, and hid in the column. Of course, wasn't it locked? The column was locked. Date had to shoot the lock off. Was that a padlock, or did it just have a lock? Could she lock it from the inside, or was that something you have to lock on the outside? Because that's something to consider, right? The fact that it was... So, again, if you could lock it from the inside, that could be, she was worried maybe the murderer had come back or something, so she hid in there and then locked herself in. That could be I could see that if that's possible. If it's not possible to lock from the inside, then that's all the more confusing.
And I noticed something strange.
Something strange?
There were no cars. Yesterday, in the parking lot and the streets in the vicinity, there was not a single vehicle.
Are you sure?
So you're saying there are cameras that show the streets surrounding Bloom Park, but we don't have a visual on the merry-go-round itself, so you know that there were no cars there?
I am.
Then how did the suspect move the corpse?
How indeed.
I have no idea.
Time of death around 5 o'clock. I mean, unless the murder scene was somewhere in the park. But we didn't find anything like that while we were there, did we? Police headquarters.
Welcome back.
Hey, boss.
I brought her here after her examination was over.
Is it Mizuki? Hey.
Mizuki.
Got a kinda... What is it, 50-yard stare, 100-yard stare?
Has she said anything?
She looks like she's still in shock.
No, still can't talk.
Was it okay for you to bring her here?
I got permission from the hospital. Apparently, the hospital director has been poking a few of the nurses. So I asked him about that, and all of a sudden he seemed very open to the idea.
Now we are the blackmailers.
That's not permission, it's blackmail.
Same thing. You know what you need to do now, right?
Ooh, is this gonna be a Somnium?
Sync with her.
Ooh. Oh my goodness. This is quite something. Hey, there's a pewter. Okay, I think this might be a good time to stop. Going on for almost an hour now. Next time, I think we'll do our first true Somnium, right? Because the first one was a tutorial, essentially. And I guess we'll find out... Last time it was kind of like a dream. This looks like it's... like we're mind jacking in here. This looks very heavy duty. In any case, we will get to that next time. Yeah, there's a good amount to think about. No cars. No cars. How is it transported? So this... if this is like going into our memories, we'll probably see... This probably won't give us an answer on how the body got there. Huh. I'm interested. It looks like the most gameplay in this game comes from these Somnium sections, so next time should be pretty interesting. Okay. So, until that time, I hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you next time for more of the Somnium files.